6 months ago, nobody knew who I was. Today, I've been featured on multiple podcasts. My clients have been featured in Vogue, Glamour, and Forbes, and 4 of them have a net worth over $1 million. And this summer, I'll be speaking on a panel at one of the biggest events in the country for Black women. So how did I do it? It definitely wasn't viral luck. And I haven't spent $1 on paid marketing. The only thing I've done is had a strategy that positions me as the authority. In this video, I'm going to break down how you can do the exact same thing in 6 months or less. So first, let's talk about positioning. The biggest thing that I find that people struggle with when they're trying to position themselves as the expert is that they try way too hard in the beginning to prove themselves instead of just showing up as said expert. Someone reached out to me not too long ago asking me, what can I do if I want to be X person in this industry? How do I get there? And I told them, just show up. Don't ask yourself, how can you crawl there? Just go there. Don't think about the journey. Show up as the version of yourself online that you want people to know you by. So instead of saying you're a marketer, you would say maybe you're a brand authority for coaches. Get specific for who you want to work with. You have to own your lane. What do you do that nobody else does? And if someone else does what you do, why should someone pick you over that person? You will never post as an amateur. You are not a beginner. When you hit record on your first video, on your first marketing campaign, this is not you trying to prove yourself. This is you saying, I am the expert and let me tell you why. The next step is people are not just going to find you. You have to be where your audience members already are, and you have to get in front of them. That means you're always creating searchable content, not content that you think will perform well. At the beginning, search is everything. No one knows you yet. So if you can come up in a search, that will help you get so much more momentum than you just posting things that you think are relevant. To me, there's kind of an order of command or a chain of command when you're, reeling people in and helping them already view you as an expert. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to play on their short attention span. You're going to be posting YouTube shorts, TikToks, Instagram reels, whatever, tickles your fancy. You're going to hook them in with 20 seconds or less. What can you tell them that makes them think, that makes them want whatever you offer? The next way is now you're going to move them to your long form. You're going to show them that you know these processes, that you know these things, that you're the expert, all of the things. And now they trust you just a little bit more. And while you're doing both of these things, you're sprinkling in testimonials, case studies, reviews, all of these things to make people feel more comfortable and feel like that they can trust you. The next thing that you must do, and I am still dragging my feet on to this day, but it has helped me a lot, is you must network. I know with social media, we think that, just having the social media profiles is enough, but I got my first high profile client through word of mouth. And industry leaders do not rise alone. You have to leverage relationships. There's just no other way. With my high profile client, I ended up getting another high profile client because he recommended me. And that just keeps continuing on and on because now you've created these relationships. The fastest way to get credibility is through proximity. Always remember that. Even if you don't always go out and physically network online. Comment on posts by other key players in your niche, like maybe some of your competitors, be seen. Don't be scared, to engage with other people who are doing what you do. Don't view them maybe as competition. Yes, they're competition, but also use them. Maybe somebody in the comment section who likes, their content, who would potentially book them for a service. Now they've seen you, they've done a deep dive in the scroll and they see that maybe they want to use you over the next person. And of course, that's not me saying, go flood other people's comments so you can, steal their clients. I'm just saying what can happen when you're in proximity. Another big thing is always be offering free value before asking people to pay. And I know a lot of people, this is a very controversial topic. A lot of people are like, oh, don't give too much away, don't do too much. And what I found that has worked for me and that has generated me a lot of money already just in this short time is give people the value first. And a lot of people tell me, they find me because they heard me talk about something and they were like, wow, this girl knows what she's talking about. And they trust me. They trust that I'm not just trying to scam them or just, do whatever to them, but they see what I have to offer. They see the value that I bring already and they feel that much more comfortable. And then do like me, go on podcasts, Hello, podcasts are the best thing that you can do because this gets you to a fresh pair of eyes. So if I'm someone who's a brand strategist and I know Stacy Lou down the road has like a marketing podcast, there are people that are following her that are interested in marketing already. She has technically a demographic that could potentially use my services. So why not go hop on her podcast if she's looking for guests? This one's going to be hard, but the next thing you have to do is refining your personal branding and never straying away from it. What this means is you have to look and sound like the leader that people see you to be. So if you show up as this really dynamic person who knows about X subject and you're really good at it, you have to make sure that you always are giving that persona off, that you never stray away from it. You never post anything that will potentially hinder or make people question who you are online as either a creator, business owner, thought leader, because your online presence, your online platforms are what are shaping your identity in people's eyes. Always be posting social proof, man. If I could say nothing else, always post social proof. Always be posting like features, testimonials. Like I said, I always post my news articles when I'm on podcasts. I post the clips. All of those things just create this higher authority than I'm already at. Always be trying to get press. Always be trying to get features. This is super important. I've actually run into this a few times where I'm like, okay, typically my social media platforms get me a lot of leads. They'll get me a lot of clients. And then there are lows. Then there are times where I'm like, okay, I feel like TikTok isn't doing what I need to do. There was a TikTok scare. And even if you have to hire someone, or if you don't even have the money, pitch yourself to podcasts, pitch yourself to new clients. That is super hard, like I said, for me, because I'm like, oh, normally clients just come to me. There will be different seasons of your business where you have to do this for yourself. I just really want to wrap up with saying, like, guys, like before I started, creating this online identity and, really bringing my services online, I only worked word of mouth. And why, yes, working word of mouth is nice because you don't have to do any type of marketing. People just recommend you for things. You have to still invest in yourself in some way because only that goes so far. So what I did was I was like, okay, I have this client and he's been, helping me word of mouth, but it's like, how else can I get new clients? How can I get fresh faces? There's a whole world out there. How can I put myself in front of my potential clients? So it's like, you have to think about that. That's the only way that you'll go from being unknown to an industry leader, is that if you put yourself out there. One thing I'll say, no one will ever be able to say about me, oh, she just went viral, so that's why she has all. No, all of this whole 6 months has been so strategic. Like, I knew exactly what I wanted for this business the second I came up with my game plan for the internet. I was like, okay, I sat down, I thought of how am I going to pitch myself online? What am I going to bring? What value am I going to bring? I really made sure I had that on lock before I even came on the internet with the services that I already did, but with word of mouth clients. So really consider that. Think about positioning. Think about content, think about relationships. All of those things are going to go into how your business and how you are as a thought leader or whoever you are, how does that transition into the person that you want to be in 6 months? It's always just about showing up even when you think nobody's listening. That's the hardest part. When people aren't responding, people aren't commenting, your post got 2 likes, show up anyway. So I hope this was valuable to you. I hope this was valuable to my business owners, thought leaders, even influencers and creators can take some advice from this video as well. I also have a checklist down below in my description box that is like really good for TikTok or Instagram. Not so much YouTube, but for short form content platforms, definitely take a look at it. It's just a way to make sure that the personal branding on your profiles are actually good. And it's just a checklist that you can go through for yourself to make sure that you're on the right track. So if you want that, that will be down below in my link. I also do one-on-one services that will be listed in the link below. Let me know if you have any more questions and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.